Okay, I'm gonna do my best to do this very quick. I made a video and I deleted it because I feel like it was too long. I took too long in certain things that don't really matter. I'm gonna get to the point. What I attacked, this guy, I attacked his character from the beginning. Those of you who are trying to refute his theological problems that he's calling out Islam on, don't do it, because this is what he wants. You are helping him get confirmation from non-Muslims that he is an insider and that he was an innocent man who just was looking for spirituality. And you see, he's playing two figures here. He's been for 16 years on YouTube playing that he's a learned guy. He knows everything about Islam. He dies for Islam. He loves Islam to death. He knows for sure that Islam is the true religion of God. He knows that this religion he will follow till death, and he knows everything about it. And that and I'm going to prove to you that he proves here on his webpage that he even talks as that I know everything I know about Islam. And he makes a shocking comment about the Prophet ﷺ just 5 months to 6 months ago, that actually, in fact, and he says, quote, the holiness and the clean and the holy character of the Prophet ﷺ, where he said, and we're going to get to all that. He even mentions that the Prophet didn't even fight a lot in his life because he only had 23 years of revelations, and his battles only lasted 20 days, and he even calculated the travel of camels and all that, which he was telling you that why do books? I'm getting there. It's amazing. And there's a shocking find, because what this bloodthirsty pedophile Muslim for 16 years, that he's calling out Islam on this, what I'm telling you is that any way this deadbeat goes, he fails, because see, he attacked something above him. Okay, so if he's either a liar or he was part of it. Because if he can't, we're going to prove that he's a liar. But if we can't prove that he's a liar, and he can prove that, yeah, he beats us, that he's right, everything he's saying is true, it is provable that he not only knew about it before his Islam, not only he knew about it for 16 years, he knew about it before he converted to Islam. He knew about all these things that he's talking about. He actually knows about even more. The horn of Satan, where it is. He knows about Najd. He knows about... It's almost like you can't know about 10th grade if you didn't go to 5th grade. And this is the point. He's talking about things that are beyond these accusations that he's putting in, calling Islam immoral, calling Allah immoral, calling the Quran immoral, calling the Prophet ﷺ immoral. Let's see what he thought 5 months ago. And by the way, this guy right here hates the United States, expresses it in many, many, many ways, and you're going to see that not even few months ago. Maximum 8 months ago, this guy was calling the United States a Zionist power. Let's go. Let's check this out. Now, in case you say that this was not, it's a fake profile. This public figure has about over 2,000 people. We all know that he is a YouTuber more than a Facebooker, and this is the only Ismaa'eel that exists for all this time. If you go and look, and he's not a celebrity. See, people put like pages that have the name of Newman Khan, but they will tell you on the bottom, we're just fans, we're just this, we're just that. But here, you don't even find anybody with the name Ismaa'eel Abu Adam. This, I've been challenging his character. I've been saying this guy has flipped too quick. And this usually happens when you are angry and you have a sense of vengeance. You want to take revenge from somebody who we don't know. Maybe the mother of Adam. Maybe you caught her in the bed with somebody. Maybe she left you for some another Muslim, for another Arab, or something like that. And you're just like, you can't take it and you're angry. This is the only explanation. But we're going to prove that this man here is either a sleeper cell. It's impossible. 5 months ago, this man, I'm going to show you from his page that he is deeply into Islam, and he's even calling out the Western, according to him, the Western American Zionist powers, imperialistic powers, he says, quote, and I have screenshots of everything that he has in there. and he says that it's the Wahhabis and ISIS benefit the United States, and he says that the United States created the Wahhabis. This man that is deep in all this and accusing the United States and talking about Zionism and all this, five maximum, I'm going to be nice and I'm going to say 8 months ago. 8 months ago, according to the story that he's been telling us on his first video, the ex-Muslim, being an ex-Muslim, technically, somebody that's been deeply into Islam for 16 years, and here he is. For 16 years, this guy was deep into Islam. Look at the picture. Look, that means like, it's almost like he's looking at a light. He's deep in faith, the hidayah. The hidayah, the khushu' in his eyes. Look at it. It's almost like he's looking at a light somewhere, an angel or something like that. And happiness with a beautiful smile. This is somebody that displayed this behavior for 16 years. And defended and stuff. He even has somewhere where he calls that if you don't know, he had like 100 imams in there. And he said, if you don't know these imams, you are not Muslim. This is how much he's showing that he's learned. But he never knew about Safiya and Maria and all this, right? Okay, he knew about it all along. He knew about it the whole damn time. So anyway, his last post, which proves that, look, I also worship the God of Israel, and between brackets, Allah, meaning that he's a Muslim, and we Muslims, we worship the God of Israel. And this was April 17. That's just last April. That was just last, not even too long. Anyway, we're going to move then. A little chat about Wahhabism. ISIS Wahhabi ideology against Islamic laws. So there you go. That's just this guy, just not even in January. Last January is actually blaming ISIS, and he even says that, you guys are going to be surprised here. Let me. Somebody posted here just not too long ago, and this is why I'm trying to do this. I don't want him to close this account, because this account has valuable information. He forgot about it, but somebody did this, and it's poor taste. Anyway, he's feeling bad for the little Syrian kids. Let's just move. This is not important. On December 28th of last year, which is just not even a year yet, it was just not too long ago, he is posting something that he's confirming that screw Shi'i, Sunni, Hanafi, Maliki, Hanbali, all this, that Islam is the one that doesn't have the cross. It's not crossed in red. It's Islam, meaning that to him, he supports Islam. It gets worse. You'll get it gets very interesting. Look, you could tell here, I enjoy Turkish instrumental music. You could tell this guy had no intention 8 months ago, 7 months ago, to 5 months ago, to 4 months ago. This guy, we already proved here that he had no intention. He had absolutely no problems with Islam. And he speaks that he is very educated in Islam. The situations that he's mentioning did not just come out. Okay, and I've already explained that in my other videos. It's all over the place. Muslims around the world condemn ISIS. So it gets even worse. He will declare that Islam. Look, anyway, let's just go here. Look, few days ago. This is November. This is last November. How far are we from next November for it to be a year? All right, we're like 5 months away. You know what I mean? For November to be a year since this post. A few days ago, here in Canada, Calgary, a mosque was broken into, robbed while its imam was attending a peace rally. I commend this imam for correctly and directly speaking against Wahhabism in Canada, unlike the sermon preached at my mosque this past Friday. So you can tell that he's speaking up against Wahhabism and all that. Something that all the nutbags of sects do, which he did constantly. And those sect nutbags, what they do is they read a lot of books so they can battle each other. More proof that this guy knows everything he needs to know about Islam. And okay, and this is where the shock comes. Are you ready for the shock? This is what I'm telling you. This guy is either a sleeper cell or something, because you cannot be 7 months ago calling the United States. Look, listen to this. Who benefits from this? He wrote this. This is not his post. He posted this, but he wrote this above his post. Who benefits from Wahhabism? Here are two hints. Think US dollar and think destabilized Middle East neighbors. This is the main idea of actually most Muslims that are against the United States. I will tell you that The United States is somebody that's profiting from the Arabs and from the Muslim world and loves to destabilize that region to keep the power. And he's saying that himself last November. That's not even 8 months ago. Not even 8 months ago. This is a moment where this guy, if we have to believe the new him that he's coming out last 2 weeks, at this moment right here in November, this guy should have been out of Facebook, out of defending Islam, out of calling the United States. Again, he goes, that leads me to say, and then we go see more, that leads me to say global warfare arms manufacturers, mainly American, and second, the state of Israel. I don't necessarily agree with everything this journalist is saying, but he basically repeating what I have said. What did you say, Ismaa'eel? Tell us. On the topic of Wahhabism, that is, Wahhabism is being used as a tool by Western Zionist powers to achieve their evil imperialistic goals. Are you listening to this? Are you watching this? Are you able to read it? I think you're able to read it. This guy just 8 months ago, he's calling us now the evil. But just 8 months ago, after 16 years of his Islam, this is what he was believing. That the United States is a Western Zionist power that is after achieving their evil imperialistic goals. Okay? And then he says, listen carefully, he's telling you, to what he says between 6:27 and 7:15. Look how particular he is, how sure he is. So anyway, hate against Muslim is perfect for ISIS or whatever. He's posting this. Now, let's go again. Now is even worse. He goes even worse. He blames actually the United States for creating ISIS and being behind the Paris attack. Wahhabism, the reason behind the Paris attack, an unorthodox minority sect. Look, an unorthodox minority sect which is growing in influence around the world. I must correct the speaker in the video. Hold on, we're not going to get there. Did you see how he's saying that technically Wahhabism is bad and is evil, but it is only an unorthodox minority? It's not even orthodox. Islam, the orthodox of Islam, does this match everything he's coming out to tell you right now so you could throw some cash in his Patreon account? This guy is either a sleeper cell, he's trying to fake something here, or his wife was screwing somebody, and called her in bed, something like that. I don't know anything about his life, but I know for sure that there are people that come revengeful like that. A lot of people converted to Islam, especially women. Like, there are a lot of fat women that will marry like guys, like Arab guys and stuff like that. They take advantage of them. They use them for green cards, and then they throw them out, or they go with another woman or something. Then that's it. The woman gets heartbroken, and then she hates the entire religion. And you can read that all over the place. I hate this, and the Muslims and Islam teaches them not to treat women good. No, that's not true. Sweetie, you're fat, and he knew he could get you, and he got his green card, and he left. That's all it is. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect. But this is what it is. This is the same thing with this Ismaa'eel guy. Let's move. The reason behind the Paris attack, and then he explains, this is how knowledgeable he is about Islam, but no, he just found out the truth now, Then madrasa, I must correct this speaker in this video in a few points. Madrasa is simply means school in Arabic, and not all schools teach Wahhabism. Wahhabism is not a fundamentalist form of Sunni. This is just 7 months ago. Not a fundamentalist form of Sunni Islam. It is not Sunni at all. And then he says he's pissed. He goes, it is Khariji. And if you don't understand Khariji, I mean, he didn't even explain that to his non-Muslim viewers or non-Arabs. Khawarij are people that went out of Islam. They still call themselves Muslims, but they behave unlike the Muslims. So he's calling them Khawarij, which means that he is a true Muslim. We have somebody's psychology, let's go inside his brain. This guy believes that he is in the correct way of Islam, and he believes that he's a true Muslim, and he says it in many places, that actually in his comments, that he knows the truth, he knows the right thing, and it's those Wahhabis that are not true Muslims. But how does that match everything he's saying right now? This guy is up to no good, and we're blowing him off right now with his own crap. Okay? Then he goes, and here's the shocker again. Wahhabism is not a fundamentalist Sunni Islam. We read all that. It's not Sunni al-Khawarij. Here's the shocker. The USA did not inadvertently create ISIS. Rather, the USA both directly and indirectly created ISIS. How are you following somebody that's just 8 months ago is telling you that he has radicalistic views? According to any American or any Westerner, they will read this and they will say, this guy is a radical. He knew it, he believed it. Like I said, to be 16 years is what he is. This is what he is and what he was for 16 years. And he knew about it and everything. If we're bad, he's with us. He's in the fold. He's trying to bullshit you. He's trying to do something here. Okay? Something. It's either that he has some sleeper cell plan going on here, or he just, there's some shocker. Somebody did something very emotionally disturbing to him, and he's taking it on the religion. And he's lying either way. But anyway, there you go here, right in front of you. Okay, we're going into 15 minutes. I really don't want to break over 20. And the USA did not. It did directly and indirectly created. I can explain these points further in upcoming posts, inshallah. Upcoming posts. So, anyway, as we remember the victims, look at it, very concerned Muslim. May Allah help the people of France, humanity, Ameen, but don't be quick to make conclusions about what happened. He's telling you, this is when? November. Last November. Next November is not here yet. Last November, not too long ago. He is asking you not to draw conclusions on Muslims. He knows what he's talking about. Okay? So anyway, let's go back down here, talking about the new study of the Quran. The guy's into study, the Remembrance Day service. This is a very religious guy. Only 8 months ago. You can't flip just like that. You can't throw 16 years of all this, of videos of him, and then you can come and say that certain things didn't sit well with you. You didn't just find out those. My convert wife, that's been a Muslim for what, 3 years going on 4 now, knows everything about that. Everything, not even from me. And look at that. In 2015, look, he writes, look at the sadness. You see how he's calling the Quran immoral? He is criticizing the Muslims that don't pick up the Quran. So you're going to tell me that he was lying? That he was not picking up the Quran too? He has a cabinet here. He's got a picture. He's putting a picture of a cabinet that has webs, and inside the cabinet there's a Quran, and the webs tell you that nobody even came around to clean that, let alone pick it up and read it, right? And he goes, the Ummah in 2015. The Ummah, for the non-Muslims, meaning the nation, the Ummah, the Muslim community, the nation of Islam, not the nation of Islam. We're not talking Malcolm X here. Like the nation of the Muslims became people that neglect the Quran to the point that there is a spider web over it. That's how much nobody's picking it up. He's criticizing on October 30th, not even a year yet. We still got at least 2 months for October, not even a year. He's criticizing, in fact, he's criticizing Muslims for not reading the Quran because he does. Okay? Now, my latest video, look at that. He knows about the horn of Satan. This is something from the hadiths, and you have to do research. And he goes, who or what is the horn of Satan? Watch and find out. And this is him looking like he's putting himself like a sheikh, and the dress, and like an imam, in his room. He's infatuated. When? Last October. Not even last. I can understand it was 2 years ago, 4 years ago, and things, and then he disappeared a little bit, and then he realized how it's going on. Look at my other video, like I explained. Somebody like this, he would not jump in Islam without research and everything. So he goes, this is the second video about the 2-part series where he exposes the evil known as the horn of Satan, which originates from the land of Najd. He looks like the guy knows more than me. And now he's coming out like he was just an innocent guy. He didn't know nothing. He didn't know anything about Islam. And now he's finding out all these stuff. While he's criticizing Muslims for, look at that. Right here, I got screenshots for all this. If you guys want, you could repost this video if you want. You can take the information and the way I'm scaling it. It's not, the information is there. Everybody knows it. But it's the way I'm scaling this information is what you need to make notes of. Here's the shocker, the biggest shocker. I'm going to say this and I'm going to quit because I don't want you to be here for too long, and it takes me too long to upload. Modern books, this is the shocker. Just last October, he's actually defending the Prophet's honor, which he's calling right now a sexually bloodthirsty guy. Modern books about the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam focus, I'm quoting him, focus on his battles. I wish these authors would take into consideration that he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I'm quoting still, lived for 23 years after receiving divine revelation. Yet his battles lasted for no more than 20 days. And then he puts between brackets, travel time on camel to reach the battlefield. Look, he knows even where the battlefield is and how long it takes. To reach the battlefield on camels would account for 200 days. So, that's only 20 days of battle out of 23 years. He is telling you that actually the Prophet was not even a warrior or bloodthirsty, and he's proven it that he's saying, look, his revelation was only 23 years, and that the Prophet ﷺ only fought for 20 days, because if you count the traveling and, you know what I mean, stopping for gas and stuff like that, you know what I mean, getting food, it takes 200 days. So technically he did his calculation, and he's telling you, he's not suggesting, he's telling you that that's only 20 days of battle. That means that's a prophet. That's not a warrior prophet. That's not a bloodthirsty guy. However, he goes again, the earliest meaning the earliest authors. So you can see here, he's talking to you about books that he knows and all that. The earliest, he knows a lot about the history according to him. The earliest authors focus on those who knew him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, spoke not about his battles, but about his immense spirituality and his sallallahu alaihi wasallam holy character. You see how he's emphasizing on the sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his immense. So technically, not even a year ago, this guy was saying that the Prophet of Islam has immense spirituality and he's a holy character, and he didn't even fight that much. Okay, that means he was a peaceful. There you go. I have a shot of this. I have a shot of everything. We're done here. Okay? Understand what I'm telling you, whether you're Muslim or not Muslim. This guy right here is up to no good, and we're blowing his cover. And it's not that his cover is he's against the Muslims or anything. This guy is just flip-flopping. We don't know what's going on. We don't know whether he was he was betrayed somehow by somebody, by female, or you know what I mean, he's in court for Adam, for child support or something, or maybe he's being a sleeper cell or something, because he hates the United States. From what I'm saying, he's calling them out on their imperialistic evil powers. If somebody's calling the United States an evil power, well, there you go right there. What's going on? What changed? Maybe the FBI got something on him. Maybe he was behind something, and then maybe somebody he knows got caught or something. Now he's switching and he's acting like, oh, I didn't do nothing. No, we have the proof, and it's here. And it's on his page, and there's only one page on Facebook that is his. Assalamu alaikum.